Hi all you beautiful people. Life is just so good. And I love you so much. I feel so full of love for everyone really and everything. And so, yeah, I was there's so many things I want to share with you. And just quickly, I want to just mention that I've started taking iodine, Lugol's iodine, and I've started taking quite a large dose, and I'll be talking more about this, but have a look at the whole thing of iodine. If you feel that your body is still quite tired and you're not so well, you could be needing iodine. It's very, very important. And the thing to be aware of is to just start very slowly, and I just put it on my skin, just on my thighs in the morning, just rub my thighs together with the iodine, and you just start with one drop and you just go slowly, and I'll talk about this more soon. So because many of us are lacking this, and it just affects our life altogether so much. So we are beings of light. We are love, that's all we are. And the only reason why we're suffering and why we're not living in peace and complete harmony with all the earth and every human being around us is that we've forgotten that we are the love. We're all good. There's nothing bad in us. We just got to believe that there is. So this is there's so many things I want to say, but I was asked very strongly to talk about addiction today, and I'll just do that, and I might make a playlist about addiction because it's a very, very huge thing. Because, okay, just stop. So let's continue here. It's a little coffee plant. I love coffee, as you know. Yeah, so going back to addictions, in my own family there's been alcoholism has been something that's been there in a big way. And there's one person in my family who actually got out of alcoholism, and he went through the 12-step program, which is, I think, an extremely powerful way to get through to the other side, to release the need to be addicted. So he's a very, also a very beautiful man. He's my uncle, actually, and you can see that he has he has a lot of wisdom, and mainly he has a lot of love to share. So it's very beautiful, a very beautiful example of how humans can get through this, and we can get over our addictions. He's got something warm to sit on. So the thing is, we can be addicted to anything, really, and as I see it, all addiction comes from lack of contact with our higher self, our true self, which is God. Because when we get addicted, we're hungry, we're not satisfied, and we are unhappy. And as I've said before about addiction, it's really, in a way, a beautiful thing, because deep down we are the light, and we know that we've come here to live an absolutely beautiful life on this planet. And so when life is really painful and difficult, we can't understand what's going wrong. And so to ease our pain, we start doing something. And in the moment it eases our pain, and so you can say that because we can't find God, we can't find our true self and live in this kingdom of light, we're very unhappy, and we're very hungry for feeling all this love that we know is there deep down. And so we actually feel sorry for ourselves because we're in all this pain. And so if we can just have that cake, or have that beer, or have that something, cigarette, that feeling of being a victim and feeling unhappy will go away for a little while. Might be a few seconds, might be a few minutes, might be a few hours, but it's going to come back. The hunger and the unhappiness is going to come back, and then we need some more. Because we don't want to feel so unhappy, and yeah, we want to feel good, and we feel sorry for ourselves that we don't feel good. And it can all be subconscious. So many people who are addicted might say, I don't feel sorry for myself, I just do it because I like it, I enjoy it, or something. And it's been tough for me seeing my loved ones go down this road. It's been really painful, but I think I've gotten over it to a large extent, knowing that we all love each other, and we're all going to meet again, and it's okay. And the whole thing of the person, the life we're leading now, no matter which life it is, it's something we have chosen to do, and it's necessary. It's necessary for us to go through this pain. So I've always felt I should do so much to help people out of this, but I've I still have that a bit, but I've released a lot of that need, which is really an addiction too, being the helper. And if you can't help one person, you'll find someone else you can help. That was my addiction, and I have to watch myself, because you're not here to pull anyone out of any hole, because they're in the hole that they somewhere in their consciousness they want to be there. So the best thing you can do is be the love, be the light, love them where they are. And of course, if you're living together in a partner, in a relationship, you have a husband or a wife who is an addict. Sometimes you have to leave it, because it's just too much to watch every day, again and again. So it's just, but we all will sense this. The more you come into yourself, into the light that you are, feel the goodness that is in you, focus on this well-being, the more you will know who to leave, who not to leave, who to disconnect with, and you will have peace with it as you go. And just coming back to relationships, because we can be addicted to anything, you can also be addicted to your wife or your husband. And the thing is about addictions is often you don't know. But it's always the darkness that's grabbed us. God will never lead us to an addiction, to anything or anyone. So it will only always be our false self, our ego, saying, do this, go to this person, or have this drink, do this thing, because you're going to feel good. It's going to feel great when you do that. Go to that person you're living with and get that big hug, and you're going to feel real great. And a few hours later, it's that great feeling is all gone again, and you need more. So, and And just to finish off this one, because I could make a video about about each. I might do that. Make a video about alcoholism, about being addicted to pills, being addicted to food, being addicted to sugar, being addicted to people. So if you're living with someone you can sense is addicted to you, I'm just telling you what I feel. I feel is good. What I've seen in my life and what I have experienced, and what works is really the same. The same tool. It's the same tool for everything. Go to your center. Stay centered. Feel the love that is in your heart. Feel that you are the light. You've come to shine the light, and it's not. You're not. You don't need anything from outside you to do what you came here to do. And the next step is to have peace, to feel peace with the people who are around you, what they're doing. Be peaceful. And just feel how your heart is saying, it's okay, they're doing what they need to do. And of course, if this is the case for you, it's good to avoid being together too much, because you're helping the other person to feel themselves and to sense, okay, what's right for me, and how do I get to feel good? Do I need to go and find someone else? Do I need to take a drink? And finally one day they will start searching within their hearts, and they will see God's been waiting there all the time with all his love and all his joy that is flowing abundantly. The joy never ends when we go to this place and we are awakened. They will go there one day, might not be in this lifetime, but you can still really, really, really do what you came to do and love every moment of your life. And it takes a lot of courage, because everything that person might be addicted to that you have been doing, you might stop doing. And it's actually a good idea to stop doing it. So that they sense, oh my goodness, that feels uncomfortable when the person doesn't do that I'm used to. And they can get angry because it's not coming. What they're used to is not coming. But slowly they will see, they will find, get to listen to their own inner voice, God within them saying, stop waiting for something outside you to come and give you satisfaction, because, I mean, that person might die in 5 minutes anyway, and you don't want to harvest your joy from what other people do or what's going on around you. The joy true joy, endless joy, the joy that never ends, not even when we die, this wellspring of joy is within you. And it's only by letting go of all these people that you have been addicted to, all these things, substances you've been addicted to, and just come to yourself, and you will sense it one day. Suddenly the wellspring will spring forth. So let's also talk about, you can be addicted to hating people. A religion. I've just had these videos about halal butchering, and I know that there's many people who hate Muslims, and that's just a fact. And I love all people, and I know that every person is God within. And every religion in its core, when it was created, was to help people to live close to God and to live in harmony with the earth. I mean, the Quran is full of how to treat people with respect, and often that prayer book I have by John Philip Newell, the ones I'm using, he has quite a few books, and in one of his books he tells a story about how he went to Turkey once, and he had always had a bit of resistance towards Muslims. He thought they were really quite bad people or whatever, And when he met them, he was shocked, because these Turkish Muslims that were in the mosque where he went to visit, they were so loving. And he felt quite shameful afterwards, because that is the true Muslim. The Muslim is your brother, your loving brother. And the only reason, and it can be the Hindu, is your loving brother and sister. The Eskimo, the jungle person who, I mean, for all over the world, all the people on the planet, no matter what they believe, are your brothers and sisters, and they love you. And the fact that religions have been used to create all this hatred and war is because we just spun out of our hearts. We got lost. And so many of us have become, I mean, in Denmark it was hating the Germans. Oh, but that's a German, you know, hate the Germans. It's a habit, and it's an addiction. It can be an addiction, because when you're finished hating someone, it might be your neighbour. If you're not conscious of what you're doing, you'll find someone else to hate when they die or they're suddenly gone. You'll find someone else to criticize because you're so used to it. And it's not because you're a bad person. It's just because you have not connected with the fact that you are God. So the only thing you can really do is love. That's who you are. When you're hating someone and criticizing someone and putting them into the bad box, which doesn't exist, it's just something we've made up, you're not connected to the fact that you are love. That's your true being. And so we can be addicted to hating and criticizing people. And that's the whole thing of gossip, where people get together and they hate someone else, maybe another group, and the other group might be hating them. And so that's what, and the wars on the earth are really, it's only a manifestation of what's going on between two people. So if you want to stop the wars in the world, start loving the person that's right in front of you. And it doesn't mean going there and living their lives for them. No, often it can mean letting them go, letting them do their thing. And love them where they are, in their addiction or in their whatever they're doing. Just love them there. And know that you don't have to be a part of their, we're going back to addictions now. You don't have to be a part of their addiction. And I'll send a video now soon about how we're mirroring each other. And this is, I think, really, really useful for us to get to embody all of God. The only reason why there's some suffering in our life is because we've not completely filled our being with God's presence. There's still a remnant of the darkness. And to get to, I made the video about how we're holding on to old pain, and it's very, very helpful when you feel that you're still carrying on to some sort of negativity. It might be bad health, it might be bad relationships, it might be some type of depression, whatever. It's so useful when you have the energy and the time and take the time and the quiet to start to just have a look at yourself. And the thing is, God has made it so fantastic for us that the people who you actually are most bothered by are the ones who are mirroring your own problem. So if you have a thing about, let's say, Muslims, and you think they're aggressive, hateful, and it gets you, it bothers you, you don't like to think about it because it's so bad. It sounds terrible, but really it is actually the theme of being aggressive and hateful is something that you're carrying onto yourself. And it takes a lot of courage to admit this, but we're all carrying on to something negative still. Very few have come right through. But do this in love. Say to yourself, okay, I'll leave those people who seem aggressive and hateful, and just have a look at myself. Where in my life Where in the way I think and feel and act am I actually being not very loving and a bit aggressive? And ask God for help, ask the angels for help. He will show you very quickly. I mean, I had an experience the other day. I was asking about something in me, and it came very quickly. Ask for help, and they will show it to you. And it could be, often it's actually the way we treat ourselves. Where am I aggressive and not loving towards myself? And once you see it, and you just feel what this is all about, and you can just release it, and you'll feel there's no one you're really hating anymore, or you don't see aggressive, hateful people around you anymore, because you have let go of this theme, this blot, this negativity within you. So the world is just mirroring us all the time, and it's also mirroring our beauty and our goodness. So if you see someone, oh, this person is just so loving and so sweet, they are mirroring you too. So every time something touches you and you feel, oh, this is really horrible or this is really wonderful, it's just because it's mirroring yourself. So what is happening now is that we're coming into the way of the soul, which is all oneness. We see that they who are doing this to me, they are my brother and sister. We're all cells in one organism. There's no them and me, them and us. It doesn't exist. We're all one. We're all teaching each other how to love more and how to come into this complete state of being in the new earth, the new world, which is embodying love. So yeah, so I'll be talking more about addictions, I think, because I also feel like God is saying to me, like alcoholism, for instance, in Denmark, it's huge. I don't really know, I think I don't know a family really where there's not an alcoholic somewhere. It's huge in all of, I mean, yeah, so, and these things that are very painful and have caused so much pain, it's good to just take them and look at them. Just love it and not be, take the fear away. It's a bit like the halal butchering. Take it up and look at it, see what it is. Now, that was, yeah, something that there's a lot of people who feel negativity towards, and it's not alcoholism. Halal butchering is just a way of killing. And I can just go around this again. The way humans have been living with their animals, as long as we've had farm animals, we've been farming the land, and we've had a goat or a cow, or a few animals, we would butcher an animal once in a while, and that would be our own. It would be our pet, or an animal that we were looking after. So it's something. Yeah, we've been doing this for thousands of years, humans. So this is a real mixture. But anyway, talking about things that are uncomfortable is a really good idea, because we want to let go of all fear, because we want to live a life without fear. So there's nothing that's so bad that we shouldn't talk about it. Just talk about it, and know that if you're in an addiction, you can be released from it. You can release yourself from it, because you've put yourself in it for some reason, and you can step out of it and become free. Because when you're addicted, of course, you're not free. You're not living a free life, and you're hurting yourself. So we can all get through this, and yeah, it's good to just relax about it and see that we're all in this together. So yeah, life is good. So I'll leave you now and send you all my love, and Just thank you for being you, and just keep telling yourself and remembering that you are the light. So see,